So since I've been probably engaging a little bit more with groups on Facebook, and when I started doing the collection videos, I've started to hear more and more from older heads about, you know, the shape back then was better, the quality was better on this model, the quality they're doing now is terrible. And you know, sometimes I agree, sometimes I'm like, I prefer the shape. Like when it comes to the Air Max ones, I prefer the newer shape. I think they call them banana amongst the old heads. But for me, I prefer that. It is what it is. That can be the OG all it likes, but I prefer this. And when it comes to, say, the quality of materials and everything, sometimes it's very obvious, sometimes it's not so obvious, sometimes it's very, very prevalent. Other times you're just stoked to get that shoe back, that little piece of nostalgia. For me, like with the Air Max 90 infrareds, when they came out, I wasn't able to get them when I first saw them, but now I can. Is the quality amazing on them? Not really. Do I still wear them a shit ton? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I wore these just the other day. There's a bit of wear on the sole. Might need to clean them, but yeah, like this material here, fairly rubbish. Bit of stitching that isn't quite finished there.
These days, Jordan Brand and Nike have definitely been half-assing quality control and craftsmanship.
It happens. And something someone said to me the other day really hit. They were like, more sought after and hype sneakers have the worst quality control. And when I think about it, it's kind of true. When I really started to think about it, I was like, yeah, I can see that. If I look at some stuff that I've got in terms of like a GR release that, you know, has no hype at all, like an Air Max LTD, quality's amazing. Like I've never seen one with a glue stain, I've never seen one with stitching that wasn't finished. I think they're right. If we look at when this came out, right, was there hype? Yeah, but no more than any, say, Jordan 1 release would be. There wasn't the bot tent then, it was more about refreshing, everything like that. Do they sell for much? Not really. Now, fast forward to recently, anything Air Jordan 1, whether it be a mid or low, sells out instantly, right? This, bit more hype. Well, there was initially, like honestly, like with the Wu-Tang shit, it was a bit more hype, and just the state of sneakers at the moment, more hype around this. The quality between the two, this is heaps better quality. It's a much softer tumbled leather. This one's a bit hard. I haven't worn this, don't get me wrong, but this just feels a bit more quality. And I think from memory, one of these had like maybe a stain or a mark or something. So this here had zero hype, still has zero hype. I could have bought multiple pairs, like still like 2 months later, they still had these on Nike. When they initially got announced, I thought these would be super hype because they look so much like the Encore Jordan 4s. These are the winterized 4s. The idea of them, they got like a winterized sort of thing inside of them. You know, it's a bit shaggier inside. For me, I've never worn them specifically for that. I just really like them, and the quality on them is nuts. Like that leather is insane. Everything about them is just incredible, right? Fast forward to these Fire Red 4s. I've obviously worn one, worn both of these, let's be honest. I don't know, they just, the quality just looks a lot cheaper. The comfort's still there, there's no, say, marks or anything on them, but they just look a lot cheaper made than, say, these. They just do. A lot more hype on this, being it's a retro, it's an OG colorway. Zero hype on these. Quality. You want to talk about zero hype? Cool Grey 3s. Initially, there was build-up hype, don't get me wrong. But I think I copped 2 pairs of these, right? And 1 in a 10.5, 1 in a 10, see which was my size, sent the other one back. Then they sat for more weeks. I thought about getting another pair because I enjoyed these so much. But zero hype. These I got 2 pairs of. There was a little bit more hype. But the resale market wasn't going as crazy. And there was a lot of stores, like little boutique stores, that not everyone knew about, that you could capitalize on. So I managed to get 2 pairs of these, one from JD and one from, I'm going to say, Laced, or up there, either Laced or up there. 1 in a 10, 1 in a 10.5, because 3s are so weird. After the Black Cement 3s, that few pairs after that, I was a 10.5. After, say, this one, I was a 10 again. So, it's just how they made them. But the quality on this, compared to this, I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, the paint job, like everything. Don't get me wrong, one of my favourite shoes. I wish I could have bought fucking 30 pairs of these. I wish I kept my other one that was a little bit too big. But, yeah. Quality control on these with zero hype, much better than these. Let's take it away from Jordans for a minute and talk Air Max 90. This here I got on sale, I think like under $100. Came in a special box. It's a completely random type thing. Zero hype, wax laces, like supreme quality materials. Retro re-release of the infrared, not so much. Not so much. And then, if we look at some previous videos I've done, you know, I mentioned little things like glue stains, little marks, and for the most part I don't really care because I'm going to wear my shoes. I'm not looking at it as like, I'm going to sell them, I'm going to return them, or anything like that. But what really set me off was the Wu-Tang Dunks, and I think you could see that. I filmed a little bit more of me trying to get rid of that, and we're going to see that right here. It's kind of intertwined in there. I've never had this much difficulty getting one of these out, especially when the, you know, on a soccer ball it used to be easy. You just sort of pull it through. Damn, I'm having trouble. I cut it and now it's like intertwined in that lacing. So what they're meant to do after they finish something like this, after they finish this stitching here, is get rid of this part, but they didn't. Come on, fucker. I don't know if I'm gonna get this out. I thought I just about had it. Ah, fuck. I honestly thought I'd get this out and it'd be just a little thing at the end, but I think I'm just gonna have to cut it, and you know, that bit of the back's just gonna have to stay there. I even took the laces out to see if I could get it from that side, but that's not gonna happen, so guess we're just cutting it. After a knife, tweezers and a lighter, I've got it down to just that. Can't get any more than that for risk of damaging the actual red there, but if you have a look, that hole's been completely missed. Put this whole thing in there. It's double the width of all the other stitches, so they've missed that completely. Got a mark there. Mark there in the paint, and that's not even the glue stains that are on the other one. Quality control, huh? This part here looks like it's missed the stitching. Let's see, just in there, compared to say the other parts of the shoe where you don't see any of that. But yeah, that's not good. Haven't even been worn. For me, Nike and Jordan, their quality control has been going super downhill for a long time. If I even think back to my retail days, I don't ever remember having any sort of defect or anything on shoes that wasn't Nike. I think maybe some Deodoras, but they're super cheap, right? If I look at a New Balance or an Asics, granted I don't have as many in my collection, so I'm not getting shown as much, but I've never seen any New Balance that I have with any sort of defect, any sort of glue stain. The quality control is always good. It's great. I've got no complaints. If you look at something like this, which is the Stout or Stored, I still don't know how to say it, collaboration with New Balance 5740, you're paying a premium price for this. I think it retails for like 200, 220, maybe 180, somewhere around that. But you get a premium shoe. The quality on this, like, you're not getting any stitches missed. The quality materials, it's perfect. You just don't get that with Nike. And it sounds like I'm bashing on them. And maybe I'm a little bit, but it's something they need to work out. If we look at the Air Jordan 1, which has been a mainstay in the sneaker culture since the 80s, even right now it is the #1 silhouette. Prove me wrong. Nike pumps so many of those out, whether it be a low, a mid, or a high, because they're so cheap to make. Like if you do a Jordan 3 or 4, there's a lot more materials. There's not as much material to that. It's a fairly basic shoe. There is an air unit in a Jordan 1, but you know, it's not exposed. They're a lot easier to make. They can make those cheaper than most any other shoes, especially any shoe of say today that, you know, a bit more technologically advanced. There's a lot better margin on those, and it's the most popular shoe. Why wouldn't they capitalize on that? There's new colorways coming out every week. At one point there, you know, I was just skating Jordan 1 lows, and when they became more and more prevalent, I was just grabbing them as they come because I know I was going to destroy them while I'm skating. Then it got to a point where I've got too many that I'll even skate. And I'm not even really skating that much since my car accident, so... And then like mids became a thing again, and for me, like, I don't care. I've got mids. I don't care. Like if it's dope, it's dope. But it felt like every other week there was a new colorway, and some weeks there was 2 new colorways. 52 weeks in a year. Let's average it out. That's a lot of Jordan 1s. They're pumping them out that much, that quick, that fast. I can see where the quality goes down, but it's something you need to address, because for me the old adage has always been less is more, except for when we're talking about, you know, the collection. But yeah, it's something I've noticed more so recently than any other time. I've heard people talking about it for years, and maybe I've been blissfully unaware until that Dunk review kind of woke me up. Even when we look at Nike by You, the quality on Nike by You stuff is incredible. And I would suggest there's no quality control there because you're doing one and that's it. Obviously there would be some level of quality control, but they're not going to scrap a whole shoe and try again for one shoe, are they? I don't know. Alright, so usually we cut it off there, everything like that. But I feel like this argument needs to be made, especially since Jordan Retros are going up in price. The 11s, 4s, 3s, probably 1s soon too, they're going up in price. They better not put 1s up because, let's be honest, the price is already crazy. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. Let us know what you think about, say, the quality of hyped versus not hyped. Let us know the quality control issues you've had. Maybe you haven't had any. Give Nike some praises if you need to. Let us know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.